one of the things that I love every week, and I people say this to me all the time, they're like, we can't get over the fact that no matter who is on, no matter, when we show up to church, no matter who is leading or who's playing on the stage, it's like, it just feels the same. It feels like, man, there's like, is that just the same team up there every week? Which the reality is it isn't. We have probably 50 something people on our worship team, and yet there's such a synergy. And I think so much of that really is the fruitfulness and the fact that as a team, we're on the same page. And that doesn't mean uniformity. It's not like, well, here's you got to think like this, you got to speak like this, you got to look like this. It's not that at all. It's actually, we have this, we've been talking about this community, this common unity. And the unity is not in the way that people dress. It's not a demographic. It's not, how they were raised. It's actually Jesus is the center of that. Yes. But everything comes back to that. But one of the things that, obviously we are really big into in our community is discipleship, is about actually raising up people who aren't just gifted and talented with the skill, but actually have the heart and the maturity in their walk with God to be able to lead people in more than just singing. What we do on a weekend is not just singing, it's leading people into worship. And I know, Natalie, you and Bernie have had a huge part to play in just helping disciple and raise our team. And maybe you could just talk about our monthly discipleships and what we do.
It's such a gift to just be in community with one another. And I think, even just thinking about when people are on the outside looking in and they look and they see people with platform and like, how does this all work? What you're looking at really is a collection of people who've been wrecked in the best possible way in the presence of God. And that in and of itself unifies us. Like we can have different types of music we do or different kinds of songs we write, but what unifies us all is that we've all been really, truly wrecked in the presence of God. And we don't ever want to go back to what it used to be like for us. We don't ever want to go back. We just want to keep marching forward. And one of the things I love is that you talk, both of you, often about what company means, and that like we're in the trenches together every week. We're like fighting battles on that platform. We're going after it in the spirit, but it's also a company breaks bread together. And I think that for us, that unity of being with one another, not just being on because we're leading and fighting in the trenches, but we're also just when we sit together in our living room and we're singing worship. And I think it's funny that a bunch of worship leaders that lead all the time, we come together and we sing worship. We just sing worship and we cry and we pray for one another and we bear one another's burdens. And I think that is actually why what is happening in the service is not just because it's talent, it's because we've spent time with one another, living life with one another, and bearing one another's burdens. And I think that has been what has been such a unifying part of our team.